Welcome back to Trader with CJ. Today we have another update on one of our favourite stocks on this channel, Torchlight Energy. We've been speaking about this one since early January now, following the whole process with a merger and Meta Materials. That is very much on the horizon. We are very, very close to it, okay? We're close to getting that dividend payout as well. It is all coming up. So we're going to give you these updates a bit more frequently at the moment, just while the anticipation is there for this one, okay? Because we want to follow this closely and see exactly what is happening with Torchlight stock. If you appreciate these updates on this stock and other ones on my channel as well, please go ahead and smash a like and subscribe as well. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're giving you the latest updates around Torchlight Energy. If you've been following this one, you know it is merging with Meta Materials. But right now, the big news around this is a potential short squeeze that could be happening, okay? Next week could be a massive, massive week for Torchlight. It could well be. We already see a big run up last week in Torchlight. If we actually look at the stock right now, we currently trade for over $6. This is insane from when we was first buying into this one. When I was first buying in, it was less than $1 a share right now. And you can see over the last month, look at that graph. That graph has been absolutely insane. We are up in the last month 187%. Now, we're not really seeing a bull market in the stocks right now, okay? So, to be up 187% on this stock, that is massive right there. And not to mention alone, in the last 5 days, we're actually currently seeing up again about 82%. So, we had a very good week last week. Will this carry on? We certainly hope so. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this could carry on. Number one, as I just quickly mentioned, the short squeeze. There is talks around this, which we will touch on in a minute. And number two is the dividend payout. I know a lot of people are asking about this dividend payout, etc. So I will once again touch on that. But I have mentioned about this in previous videos. Check them all out. Links are in the description below. So let's get into this. Yahoo Finance actually put out this article. Is Torchlight Energy Resources going to burn these hedge funds? So even Yahoo are covering this potential short squeeze with Torch, okay? This is a very heavily shorted stock. And right now, there is a lot of talk about this squeeze happening. They say ready to rally soon. Obviously, that's a question right there. Prominent investors will be betting on the stock. And the number of long hedge fund positions went up by 3 lately. Torchlight Energy Resources was in 4 hedge funds portfolios at the end of March. And that is an all-time high for the statistic is 1. This means the bullish number of hedge fund positions in this stock is currently sits at all-time highs. Our calculations are showing that Torch is among the 30 most popular stock among hedge funds. Now that is big. We know AMC, obviously, what's happened to that stock. Okay, that has got a lot of people, a lot of money right now, and Torch is up there. Now there is more than going on with this one with just a short squeeze. It's not a hype stock, okay, in my opinion. It may be running up based on a bit of hype, but as a whole, this is not a hype stock. This is going to be merging to become Meta Materials, and Meta Materials is a good company to hold in the long term, okay? So you could either hold this out to get the Meta Material shares and then obviously have that special dividend payout as well, or you can hold this out and just get that special dividend. I do expect a bit of a sell-off after the dividend, but we will touch on that in just a moment. Speaking of this short seller and the short interest, you can see right here, this is on Fintel, Torch short interest, Torchlight Energy, you can see short volume ratio there is 26%. And that's a short volume of 20,086,000. Okay, so it's quite a big one, and it's got a very high short squeeze score. So the potential for this short squeeze is massive. Now you can actually see it's number 8 on Fintel as well. This is the top 10 short squeeze probability. Torchlight currently sits in number 8 right there. Even the manager director of predicted analytics gave Torch a short squeeze score of 100 out of 100. Okay, so there is a lot of potential with this one. You can see right there, Torch has a 100 out of 100 short squeeze risk store. Please remember, this is a risk. Okay, if you're buying in purely for a squeeze, then you are having a risk right there. That's speculation, okay? I'm not a financial advisor, always do your own research. But for me, I was holding this one back in January time, and I still am. I really do think it's going to do good things, and I think the merger is going to be a massive catalyst for this one. We may see a sell-off afterwards, as I say, but you know, if you're holding this one long enough, it could really pay off, especially if you're holding on to Meta Materials. This is actually a bit of a post from one of the accounts we've been following for some time. Short interest rises. In the past 2 days, Torch short interest rose 13+%. And it has naked shorts as well, and it's going to be forcing the shorts to buy back their shares because of the preferred share dividend. Now this is the key news about the dividend, okay? We know the dividend is happening, and the news here is you need to own this stock by the 22nd of June, which is not that far away. Very, very soon you need to own this stock. And then it must be held until June the 24th in order to get a dividend payout, okay? Now, you're going to get this in form of preferred stock shares, and when the assets are sold, you will then get the dividend payout from that, okay? You can then sell your preferred stock for the cash. But that's what's going to happen. So you're going to see preferred stock dividend, and that's basically your special dividend right there. Analytics are predicting the dividend of Torch to range from 1 to $20. Now that is a huge range. I was always on the lower estimate before we even got these sort of analytics coming out. I always said around 250 mark was what I was expecting per share. 250 per share, and when we was buying that was double the price of the actual share, okay? But either way now, $2.50 per share for a price that's currently $6 per share, that is obviously a bargain there if you are looking to get a dividend payout. But it is estimates. We don't know exact amount until the assets are sold. Oil and gas prices are on the rise, which is good news for Torchlight shareholders. And then you can see once again they mentioned about the short squeeze score of 100 out of 100. And just to clarify that 22nd and 24th date, because we heard about 24th, however the 22nd date is the date you need to own by. You have a couple days to get this one if you want to have that dividend. If you get it after, you won't be able to get that special dividend. So it doesn't really make much sense to wait an extra couple of days for the sake of getting a nice dividend payout, okay? So that's just why we could see a very nice green day on Monday or Tuesday in the stock market for Torchlight anyway. And George Palikaris, the CEO of Meta Materials, he said, great question. Mmatf shareholders need to hold till the close of transaction. And that right there, as you guys know, 24th. You need to hold until 24th. There's no point buying in on 22nd and selling. You need to hold until the 24th, until the end of that day, and then you'll be entitled to get there. So 25th, okay, was when we could see a bit of a red day because people may start selling out just because they've got their dividend now. It could be a bit of a red day, it could not. But overall, like I say, long-term hold for me is Torchlight, which will obviously become Meta Materials. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting few days for Torchlight. Okay, we have the potential short squeeze because the shorts are going to have to cover their positions. Okay, this is the massive thing. The shorts have to cover by the time of that dividend coming out, which is why there is a lot of talk around this potential short squeeze. Not to mention another bit of news out here. This is from Seeking Alpha. Torchlight Energy files for 100 million common stock offering. Now this makes sense. The price has run up a lot based on a lot of hype, a lot of speculation at the moment. The merger, the dividend, etc., and the short squeeze. A lot of speculation around this one. Perfect time to cash in on that and raise some cash. And you can see right there, they filed 100 million common stock offering. So this is really good news for shareholders. Okay, yeah, that normally sees the price go down in the short term, but they're taking advantage of it, and I don't blame them, to be honest. One more look at the share price before we round off on this. Okay, currently, like I say, just over $6. I do expect a bit of a green day on Monday or Tuesday. I'll be surprised if it's not, but like I said, not a financial advisor. However, I do also maybe expect a slight pullback after that dividend, okay? And then we're hopefully going to get a merger, which is supposed to be happening in June, okay? We obviously, it may not be, but by the end of June, we should get that merger. Your shares will then convert from TRCH to Mmat, and if you're in Mmatf, they will convert to TRCH. Now, you will not get extra shares if you're a Torchlight holder. You'll just get the one share, but you will get the extra shares if you are Meta Materials. So it really depends which one you want to hold. Do you want a dividend, but less shares of Meta Materials, or do you want more shares of Meta Materials, but not the dividend? It could work out swings and roundabouts. I'll let that for you to decide. Personally, I own a small amount of Torchlight Energy because that's the only one my brokerage allows me to get. But also, of course, that excitement around the dividend, the estimated prices, definitely bodes well as well, okay? With the price of oil on the rise, this could be very good for that dividend payout. So yeah, that's just all the news around Torchlight at the moment. We're going to keep giving you updates on this week as well, as and when we do get some news, because like I say, we are approaching a merger. It could be a massive catalyst for this one. It could go either way. But let me know your thoughts on Torchlight down in the comments below. Are you buying in? Have you heard of this one? Do you already own them? Okay, let me know down in below. Let's see what's going to happen about the short squeeze. Is it going to happen? Potentially. We will find out this week. Thanks so much for watching. And if you could smash the like and subscribe to my channel, that really is appreciated for more updates on this stock and lots of other exciting penny stocks on my channel as well. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.